Thumbnail achieved. So you're 40 years old, you're falling apart, your knees hurt, your dink doesn't doink anymore. I'll just tell you what I eat in a day to keep fit as a 40-year-old old man. I'm old. I could be your grandfather. In the comment section near you, you'll hear that fruit is eaten by our ancestors to fatten up, and fructose causes fatty liver disease. A lot of fat fruitarians out there, just proving you guys right. What I eat in a day is simple. I'm keeping it simple. I've made a couple tweaks, just a couple. I have to do it. It's in my nervous system to change my diet every 6 minutes. I think anyone could thrive on this diet. It's so simple, just fruits, vegetables, and meat. Vegans, I'm sorry. You're not going to thrive on the diet because you remove the meat and then I can just get the protein from the fruit. Look at me. You're weaker than my grandma. So if you want to get your life back on track, you're eating whatever falafels are presented to you. Just start off with a veggie juice in the morning. Celery, cucumber, lemon, you're done. You could add a green apple in there. I don't know why you would. I drink about 3 cups of that every morning just for the hydration and minerals and oxalates. I want more oxalates. Then, about an hour later, there's no clock over there, make a fruit juice. Now, if you're afraid of fructose, I'm starting to research it to see myself, like, what does the science say about fructose and the liver? It says good things. It's just digested faster, it's amazing. Doesn't need insulin. Like, if you're diabetic, go right for the fruit. You're all morons who avoid fruit. You don't have to juice it, but I like juicing it. I don't like eating too much fiber. I eat some of this, so I juice half a watermelon, and that will be my fuel for the day until my giant meat meal. Today I'm gonna pressure cook some boneless lamb stew chunks, grass-fed in their abilities. Here's the deal with the raw meat, cooked meat. Sometimes I eat it raw, sometimes cooked. These type of things, you can't eat that raw. It's so chewy. It just expands your options. If you're allowing cooked food, you can eat the lamb legs, the shanks. Those are so tasty and yummy. It's like, I don't know about this raw meat. One, it's not very enjoyable to eat. You're kind of just, it's so bland. And sometimes I get gut pain from it. It's such a paradox because I feel like raw meat digests easier in the stomach. It feels like you haven't eaten too much. Cooked meat feels a little heavier in the gut. But once it reaches the colon region, cooked meat feels softer and better for me. That's just my body. So raw fruits and veggies, cooked meat, we thrive. You thrive hard. So my philosophy behind this is like just carbs for energy. Fruit is the best source. Juice, when I'm out in nature, I'd much rather have just a juice than be eating a fruit meal. It takes so much longer to be mono-mealing in a big container and you're eating it. It takes like half an hour or more. Whereas the juice, it's like 10 minutes. I'm sitting down on a log, grounded, drinking juice. Oh my God, I just missed that magical bird. My camera's over there. I'm a moron. Tasty. Hydrated, energized. I'm peeing like 4 times out there in nature. That's bullshit. 3 hours getting some footage and I'm just like, oh, I gotta pee again. Oh, that's good times. So hydrate and energize with raw fruits and vegetables all day long. And then back off that hippie plan that would suck all the muscles out of your body and just weaken you. If somebody wants to take your house, they could. Defend it with karate chops. He is so aggressive on the meat. Oh, don't listen to him for advice. So that's when your day is done. You've done what you needed to do. Come 3 p.m.-ish, 2 p.m. sometimes, I eat my cooked meat and I'm happy about it. Sometimes I supplement a couple things to help that process along. This is what I'm doing right now. Digestive bitters about 15 minutes before I drink. We haven't even gotten there. The key to the whole thing. Every 5 days or so, I make a new meat stock. It's just chicken meat with sometimes the carcass, so organic carcass and like thighs and wings. I'm not going for bone broth. It's not just bones. That gives me a histamine response. But meat stock. seems to be the magic to heal the gut, collagen based in its abilities. It does nothing. So I just throw a bunch of chicken meat into the Instapot and then fill it up to the line, and it gives me about almost 3 liters, 2.5, and I'll have just half of that a day. And so that lasts about 5 days. It doesn't go bad. It's like sealed. That's got a fat layer. That's sealed. There's no oxygen in there. On the day I make the stock, I just eat that for dinner. The chicken meat. Sometimes that'll last a couple days. It's a lot of meat. A lot of chickens died for my love. Yesterday I had some of this ground lamb. It's so fatty. You would not believe how much fat came off. When I was keto last year, I would fry up this fat. I would add tallow to the pan and then fry something this fatty, like super fat. Look at all the marbling. It's mostly marbles. And I would eat the whole thing. I would pour the grease back into the bowl, and then that would be a grease soup, and I would be nauseous. Like, why am I nauseous? You know how much fat? So I fried one of these up. Just sometimes I eat it raw. It's kind of gross. So I fried it one time, and I didn't keep all the fat. This is how much fat came off 1 little pound of ground meat. That's like multiple heaping tablespoons of oil, beef oil. That's like half a cup of oil if you're eating that. I don't know, if you're keto, okay, do that, but I'm not. I'm doing high carb throughout the day. This is my energy. So at night, I just want some protein and satisfaction, some fat for the hormones. I like having hormonal intercourse. And before my meal, I take a little HCl, little betaine, hydrochloride, helps the stomach acid. People say, oh, we're hyper carnivores. We have so much stomach acid, even carnivores are jealous of us. That's not true at all. We need help sometimes. Some of us, I do. This in there. Stop it. So this is the sustainable plan. You have to throw your ethics out the window, and then this actually could sustain you for multiple years on a time. You got all the energy you would want from the fruits. You're repaired now from the meats. I feel like this shoulder injury is finally returning to normal. It's like, okay, collagen, protein, they're helping. This thing was busted for doing that year of veganism, doing 1-arm pull-ups. Usually about half an hour after my first fruit juice, I'll have like a tablespoon of honey just to help with the summer allergies. And sometimes I bring some outside in nature. And after my meat meal, I often have like another tablespoon, like 3 hours after the meat meal. I just find I like that. That's what I find. Those are sardines back there. Yummy times. So usually I set my timer to cook these stewed lamb pieces in the pressure cooker, and then I'll go out and it'll be ready by the time I get back. No salt. Did I mention that? No salt, no poisons, except for the bitter herb poisons in here. Those are fine. Those are good. They do something. They make your body freak out and produce bile. It's like, oh no, it's toxic. Produce the bile to cool it down, whatever. It benefits me somehow. No poisons. Meat tastes good on its own. Stop being a freak, seasoning things, looking for recipes. Get a control of your life. Thumb up the video while you're at it. Thumbs down. If you plan on juicing corn, I doubt that was God's plan for it, was it? No, it was not. Those are meant to be eaten by birds. And you film the birds on the corn stalk, and then you leave the area. Corn is not meant for humans. You're a corn-fed human. That means you're uglier inside. Your fat tissue is corned. You're corned beef. That can't be good. That cannot be good. I'm gonna leave. So healthy right now. I'm gonna juice this watermelon, eat some pieces, and then move on. Go out and somewhere. I'm gonna leave. You subscribing? That is good.